Hello everyone and welcome. For the last few days, you must have observed that so much talk is going on Union Budget 2022. That's why we decided to discuss in detail 2-3 major proposals made in income tax as well as in GST in Union Budget 2022. For discussion in GST, we have CA Meeta with us. So let's start our discussion. So Meeta ji, सबसे पहले मैं जानना चाहूँगा कि what is your first reaction when you go through bill, budget and this memorandum and all related things?
When I have heard the speech, I thought there was no change in GST. Because there was no mention at all, only the GST figures was mentioned that it was the highest ever collection.
Meeta ji very rightly said that in the speech there was no discussion regarding the provision of GST.
Right. But if you have seen the finance bill,
right,
there are many changes, majorly in relation to the availment of ITC. There are many provisions which have been newly introduced and substituted with respect to the availment of ITC. So the major is the change introduced in section 16. As you must be aware that in the last month itself, a new section was made mandatory that ITC will be available up to as appearing in the GSTR 2B.
Yeah, whatever is reflecting in your GSTR 2B from 1st of Jan 2022, it would be available. And this was the amendment of last budget and applicable, notified with effect from 1st of January 2022. Right.
Now, this is the first step. All the industry was struggling to match the ITC with the GSTR 2B. Now they have gone one step ahead of it.
Okay.
Now GSTR 2B has also two parts.
Okay.
One is the eligible credit and one is the ineligible credit.
Okay. Again in the GSTR 2B, which we think that whatever is coming in GSTR 3B is mine. Now it's not so. Now it's not so. Now if this amendment made applicable or gets notified, then from that date even your 2B must have some ineligible credit. So now the Meeta ji question comes that how we will decide that this is ineligible credit in 2B and this is eligible credit.
So for that they have substituted section 38 wherein they have mentioned 6 conditions.
Okay.
Based on which it will be decided that the credit will be restricted.
Okay.
Like the first one was if someone has taken the new registration.
Okay. So once we start, I again want to clarify that now we are going to discuss 6 conditions. It means now there are conditions in 2B itself. If you fall under those conditions, then even in 2B that ITC will be shown as ineligible credit.
Right.
So this first condition was?
First condition was that if your supplier has taken the new registration.
Right.
So the government might have doubt that he might do the fake billing or
right.
So they may come up with a rule later on that up to some period of time or maybe some amount, that credit will not be
eligible to recipient. And this seems logical also that because if someone start new business and he want to do fake billing, then within 1 month he can do 100 crore, 200 crore billing. To stop that, this seems very good step. But what is happening that due to these few persons, the genuine person is suffering. Right. So this is the first condition due to which your 2B credit will become ineligible. The second one is?
The next one is if your supplier has not paid the tax.
Okay.
If he has not paid the tax, then you might not be available to take the ITC.
Okay. So this is very simple that if my supplier hasn't paid the tax, then ITC should not be available, and that's this condition is saying.
Right.
Okay.
The third one being the supplier has shown tax payable in its GSTR 1 up to certain amount, but he has not paid it entirely,
Right.
maybe in 3B or
Right.
by way of
Like in GSTR 1, 100 rupees coming and he just paid 80 rupees.
80 rupees.
And then he cannot pass
on that
pass on
ITC.
ITC. And now the question comes that whether he cannot pass only the 20 rupees or whether
right.
he will not
how
be
that will
right.
be decided that
Right.
which recipient will not be
Will not.
eligible means
Right,
I don't know
right.
how this will be
So,
practically.
Meeta ji, basically, when we read the condition in the book, it seems very simple
Right,
that these
right.
are only 5 conditions or 6 conditions. But we all have witnessed that once this come practically on portal, then portal shows altogether different thing.
The
So
next one is even more severe.
okay.
It is mentioned that if your supplier has taken the credit in its 2B
Okay.
more than the eligible one, means
Right.
it's more than the 2B amount if he has taken.
More than his 2B amount.
Yeah, more
right.
than his 2B amount. Now the chain is going to be
Going
made
to-
that
right.
yes, all are eligible up to 2B.
Right.
Means like if I am a supplier, I have taken.
So I must be aware that he is not taken
Yeah.
ITC more than his
Right.
2B amount. So on a lighter note, we are still struggling to match our books with 2B, and now again in 2B there are 5 conditions.
I don't know
so
how.
so God knows that practically how it will be tackled.
Right.
So, but anyhow, these are the 5 conditions due to which your 2B can also show some ineligible credit, and you can't take that credit unless you are out of those conditions.
Right. And the next important one being is the new clause inserted in section 49 is clause 12 was inserted,
Okay.
wherein it was mentioned that the GST Council has been given powers
Right.
that they can restrict the credit appearing in your credit ledger, electronic credit ledger up to certain amount. It means if they found that something is
Like for some assessee in Rule 86B,
Yeah.
they have
Yes,
restricted
yes,
up to
to give
1%.
legal backing
right,
to
right,
that also.
right, right,
Yeah.
right.
So means if they have restricted certain amount and that was used, so the recipient is not eligible. for the credit.
So in other words, suppose the supplier was not allowed to take to use ITC
Right,
up to
right.
some extent,
Right.
but he do so. Then in that case also the recipient will not be available entitled to take credit on that particular up to that particular amount. Right. So to give legal backing to this, I think there is amendment in section 16 by inserting
Clause BA.
BA
Clause
in
BA
subsection
has-
2.
yes.
In subsection 2.
Right. Subsection
Right. And so with this, I think now I come to the major change in income tax. In income tax, friends, the major change is that now the government has given you altogether a new scheme for return filing, which is called as updated return, and for that they have provided you 2 years from the end of the relevant assessment year. But when we listening the budget, so everything was seems okay that they are giving us 2 years, and earlier we have only 9 months to revise our return or file belated return. But friend, these 2 years has you can say that some burden with it. Like whenever you file your updated return, you have to pay additional tax.
Oh.
In addition to main amount, you have to pay additional tax. Like you have 24 months to declare your income in this updated return.
Okay.
So up to if up to 12 months you declare the amount, then you have to pay 25% additional amount of tax and interest. And if you declare after 12 months but before 24 months, then you have to pay 50% in addition to your original
So
tax.
it's a kind of additional penalty.
Right. It means suo moto you are declaring with lesser amount of penalty. Otherwise, nowadays you can see that up to 100% your penalty can be levied. So to avoid that, you have 2 year chance. Up to 12 months, you can declare with 25% additional tax, and after 12 months, but before 24 months, you can declare with 50% additional tax.
So in short, they are giving you opportunity to declare.
Right. So, revised return, belated return, original return, all are there as it is. This provision is in addition to those provision and inserted through new subsection 8A in section 139. And there are few conditions attached with this section that if you don't fulfill those conditions, you can't avail this benefit. Number one condition is that no search has been initiated on you. If search has already initiated on you, then you can't declare suo moto. No assessment notice you have been received. You and no black money case or this type of no prosecution etc. has been
so
initiated.
Basically, the means if you have forgot to mention unintentionally.
It means if you are the right person and you forgot to declare your income just because of that information is available on portal, but you didn't notice at the time of filing return, then up to 2 years you can declare that. However, if you declare within the time limit of revised return or belated return, then there is no such additional tax. But if you declare through this new scheme, then you have to pay additional tax, and unless you will not pay the additional tax, your return will be treated as defective return. So this is the major change which government is proposing to declare suo moto your skipped income. So in the last, I think with few happy news, we can conclude our discussion. So on the GST part, if you want to, if there is any
So basically, there are certain time limits of availing credit, which was earlier mentioned as the last due date of September month of the succeeding year, or the
annual return, whichever is earlier, right?
So
the earlier time limit was September month return or your annual return, whichever is earlier.
So basically, accounts वगैरह close नहीं होते थे लोगों के, तो लगता था कि September.
Right, because AGM का timing 30th September, the last date of AGM is always 30th September. Due to COVID, nowadays it is extending. Otherwise, normally 30th September is the last date.
तो बेसिकली एक एडिशनल मंथ मिल गया है आपको, 1 month, and so now you can avail the credit or
you can rectify your
errors,
data, you can issue credit note, debit note, up to 30th note. Up to 30th note. So this is of course
kind of relief,
because up to November is a sufficient time, because up to that time accounts and everything gets closed, so easily every error and every credit note etc. can be rectified. And so another welcome change, I can say that amendment in section 49. This amendment was basically proposed in 45th Council, GST Council meeting held in September. Now
you can transfer the excess amount lying in your ledgers to the another, within same PAN you can transfer to your distinct person if there is any excess.
So through this budget they introduce this amendment, and as per this amendment you can transfer your excess balance in one GSTN to another GSTN. Earlier you used to transfer within one GSTN from one account, one CGST to SGST, SGST to IGST. Now inter GSTN also you can transfer the amount, provided you have no outward liability. It means that must be your surplus cash balance. So with this we conclude our video. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching. And for more updates you can follow us on Telegram also, and the link is given in the description. Thank you very much.
Thank you once again.